World War II flamethrowers, from backpacks to tank-mounted units, redefined assaults on fortified positions. We begin with U.S. designs. United States flamethrowers. M2 flamethrower. The M2 flamethrower was the primary portable flamethrower used by U.S. infantry. Designed to clear bunkers, caves, and fortified positions, it combined a pressurized fuel tank with a short-range ignition nozzle. Operators carried the weight on their backs, often under intense enemy fire, exposing themselves to extreme danger. Its reliability and ease of use made it a staple in the Pacific theater. Despite its risks, soldiers valued its psychological and tactical impact in close combat. M2A1-7 flamethrower. The M2A1-7 was an upgraded version of the original M2, designed for greater reliability and lighter handling. It featured a refined fuel system and a more ergonomic backpack, improving operator mobility during jungle and island assaults. Used extensively in the Pacific campaigns, it allowed soldiers to approach fortified positions with slightly reduced risk. Crews noted its smoother operation under fire, though the threat of enemy bullets or accidental ignition remained constant. Its improvements made it a valued evolution of the original M2. POA-CWS H1. The POA-CWS H1 was a flamethrower system mounted on M4 Sherman tanks, combining armor protection with close-range firepower. Designed to clear bunkers, pillboxes, and fortified urban positions, it allowed crews to advance under enemy fire while projecting a stream of ignited fuel. Tank operators experienced the intense power of the weapon, witnessing both its psychological effect on defenders and the hazards of handling volatile fuel. Its integration transformed standard tanks into fearsome assault tools on the battlefield. M4 Sherman Crocodile. The M4 Sherman Crocodile was an adaptation of the standard Sherman tank, equipped with a flamethrower and an armored fuel trailer. Its design allowed armored units to assault heavily fortified positions with fire while keeping crews relatively protected. Deployed in the Pacific and European theaters, it combined mobility, armor, and flame projection in one platform. Tank crews noted its psychological impact on enemy troops, often forcing surrender without direct combat, while operating the volatile fuel system demanded careful coordination under battlefield pressure. German flamethrowers. Flammenwerfer 35, FW35. The Flammenwerfer 35 was the standard infantry flamethrower used by German forces early in the war. Portable yet heavy, it featured a pressurized fuel tank and nozzle designed to project flames up to 25 meters. Infantrymen used it to clear bunkers, trenches, and fortified positions on both eastern and western fronts. Operators faced extreme risk, carrying flammable fuel under enemy fire. Despite its weight, it was valued for its ability to intimidate defenders and transform defensive strongpoints into vulnerable targets. Flammenwerfer 41, FW41. The Flammenwerfer 41 was an improved, lighter version of the FW35, designed for greater mobility and efficiency. Its pressurized fuel system allowed infantry to project flames up to 30 meters, making bunker assaults and trench clearing more effective. Soldiers praised its reduced weight, which allowed quicker movement under fire, though carrying flammable fuel still posed extreme danger. The FW41 became a preferred weapon for assaults on fortified positions, balancing operational effectiveness with the constant threat to its operator on the battlefield. Flampanzer II. The Flampanzer II was a light tank modified to carry a flamethrower instead of a conventional main gun. Its design combined armor protection with close-range incendiary power, allowing crews to assault bunkers, trenches, and urban positions with reduced personal risk. Deployed on both eastern and western fronts, it provided a mobile flame platform that terrified defenders. Tank crews experienced both the weapon's psychological impact and the technical challenges of handling pressurized fuel within armored confines, making it a specialized but effective tool in German armored assaults. Sturmpanzer II, flamethrower variant. The Sturmpanzer II flamethrower variant was a light assault tank built to support infantry in close-quarters combat. It replaced its standard cannon with a flamethrower, enabling it to project fire into bunkers, trenches, and fortified buildings. Used primarily on the Eastern Front, it combined armor protection with psychological shock, forcing defenders to abandon positions. Crews had to carefully manage the volatile fuel under combat conditions, balancing aggressive assault with operational safety, making it a feared but specialized vehicle in German armored tactics. British Flamethrowers. Lifeboa Flamethrower. The Lifeboa Flamethrower was a portable, backpack-style weapon used by British infantry. Its distinctive circular fuel tank allowed soldiers to carry it with more stability, though it remained heavy under combat conditions. Designed to clear bunkers, pillboxes, and fortified positions, it was deployed in North Africa and later in Europe. Operators faced extreme risk, advancing under enemy fire while projecting flames up to 25 meters. Despite its weight, the lifebuoy was praised for its reliability and effectiveness in close-quarters assaults. Churchill Crocodile. The Churchill Crocodile was a flamethrower-equipped tank that replaced its hull machine gun with a flame projector connected to an armored fuel trailer. Designed for assaults on bunkers and fortified urban positions, it combined the standard Churchill's heavy armor with terrifying incendiary power. Deployed during Northwest Europe campaigns, crews noted its immense psychological effect on defenders. Operating the volatile fuel required precise coordination, but its presence often forced enemy surrender without direct engagement, making it one of the most effective Allied flamethrower platforms of the war. Ronson Flamethrower. The Ronson Flamethrower was a portable infantry weapon developed by Britain for close-range assault operations. Compact compared to earlier designs, it was intended to support infantry clearing bunkers, trenches, and fortified rooms. Although limited in range, its simplicity made it effective in confined environments. Operators worked under intense pressure, often advancing ahead of their units while carrying exposed fuel tanks. The Ronson's short bursts of flame delivered immediate shock, reinforcing its role as a specialized but feared tool in British infantry assaults. Japanese Flamethrowers. Type 93 Flamethrower. The Type 93 was a compact, backpack-style flamethrower used by Japanese infantry in the Pacific Theater. Designed for clearing caves, bunkers, and fortified positions, it projected flames up to 20 meters. Its portability allowed soldiers to advance through dense jungle terrain, though carrying pressurized fuel under fire remained highly dangerous. Deployed in campaigns such as Iwo Jima and Guadalcanal, it created both physical destruction and psychological fear among defenders. Operators valued its reliability, but every use demanded precision and courage under extreme combat conditions. Type 100 Flamethrower. The Type 100 was an upgraded version of the Type 93, featuring a longer range and lighter fuel tank for increased mobility. Designed for infantry assaults on fortified positions, it allowed soldiers to attack bunkers, caves, and defensive emplacements more effectively. Deployed extensively across Pacific Islands, including Iwo Jima and Okinawa, it demanded careful handling under fire due to the volatile fuel. Despite the inherent danger, troops valued its enhanced reliability and reach, making it a critical tool in Japanese close-quarters combat operations. Type 1 Tank Flamethrower. The Type 1 Tank Flamethrower was a Japanese armored vehicle modified to project flames instead of relying solely on conventional armament. Designed to support infantry assaults, it was used to attack bunkers, trenches, and fortified positions during island defenses. Operating in confined terrain, crews relied on armor protection while delivering close-range incendiary attacks. The weapon's psychological impact was significant, often forcing enemy troops to abandon positions. However, managing flammable fuel within the tank added constant risk, demanding discipline and coordination from its crew under combat conditions. Soviet Flamethrowers. ROKS-2. The ROKS-2 was a Soviet backpack flamethrower designed with a protective face mask and armor plate to shield the operator. Intended for urban combat and bunker assaults, it projected flames up to 30 meters, enabling infantry to clear fortified positions effectively. Soldiers valued its combination of mobility and protection, though carrying pressurized fuel under fire remained extremely hazardous. Deployed during the Eastern Front campaigns, it delivered both physical destruction and psychological pressure on German defenders, earning a reputation as a reliable, if dangerous, tool for Soviet assault units. ROKS-3. The ROKS-3 was an improved successor to the ROKS-2, refined for greater reliability and ease of operation. It retained the protective face mask and compact design while improving ignition and fuel delivery systems. Used primarily in urban fighting and bunker clearing operations, it allowed Soviet infantry to assault fortified enemy positions at close range. Operators faced constant danger from enemy fire and fuel ignition, yet the weapon's effectiveness in breaking defensive strongpoints made it a valued asset during late-war Eastern Front engagements.